Hi friends, in this video we will going to discuss about the upcoming annular solar eclipse of 21st June 2020. As we know, an annular solar eclipse is going to occur on Sunday 21st June. So we are going to discuss all the details of that eclipse in this video. So we can start. The conjunction of Sun and Moon with respect to Earth, that is geocentric conjunction, which is the cause of the eclipse, is going to happen at Sunday 6:41 and 18.4 seconds UTC, and the greatest eclipse when the Moon will be apparently closest to the Sun here will happen at 6 hours 39 minutes and 59 seconds UTC. Normal date of the eclipse is Sunday 21st June 2020, which is according to the Georgian calendar, and the Julian date of the eclipse is, there are two types of Julian dates. According to the first type, the Julian date of the eclipse is 2459.021.778685, and the date of the eclipse according to the second type of Julian date is 2459.021.7769. Now we come to the eclipse magnitude. The eclipse magnitude refers to the amount of the solar disk obscured by the Moon. Now what does that mean? The magnitude of an eclipse are expressed in two types. First is the normal eclipse magnitude, which is written here, and another is the area of the solar disk covered by the Moon. The eclipse magnitude, which is mentioned here, it refers to the fraction of Sun's diameter, eclipsed by the Moon, which is 0.9940 in this case. That means 99.4%, I repeat, 99.4% of Sun's diameter will be eclipsed by the Moon. It is not 100% because it is an annular eclipse, and as we know, in case of annular eclipse, the apparent size of the Moon is less than the apparent size of the Sun, so the lunar disk is not able to obscure the entire solar disk. So ring-like appearance forms at the time of the greatest eclipse. And another type of eclipse magnitude is the area-wise coverage of the Sun, which refers how much area of the Sun is covered by the Moon. This is also less than 100% in this case because it is an annular eclipse. Next, the gamma of the eclipse is 0.121. Now, what is gamma of an eclipse? Gamma of an eclipse refers to how centrally the shadow of the Earth or Moon falls on the other body. Now, for example, in this case, the shadow of the Moon is falling on Earth. If the shadow of the Moon would fall on the equator at the time of greatest eclipse, then the gamma of this eclipse would have been absolutely 0. But it is not 0, it is more than 0, which means that the shadow or the umbra of the Moon is not falling at the equator, it's falling somewhere north or south of the equator. So we can see on the map, it is the greatest eclipse is here somewhere in Uttarakhand in India. The main red line called the annular is always above, north of the equator, as we can see. So that means the gamma of the eclipse is not 0, it is more than 0, it is 0.121. This indicates how northwards the annulus or the totality or the umbra of the moon is there at the time of the greatest eclipse. Next we come to the Saros series. The Saros series of the eclipse is 137. We have discussed about Saros cycle in some previous video. You can see the definition and the mechanism of Saros cycle. A number of Saros cycle is happening, and this eclipse falls on Saros series number 137. And as we know, in each Saros series there are about 70 eclipses. In this case, in Saros series 137, there are 70 eclipses, and this eclipse is 36 out of 70. That means just more than half of the series will be completed by this eclipse. 36 of 70. Moon at greatest eclipse. Geocentric coordinate. This is with respect to Earth. Geocentric coordinates. Right ascension is the right ascension of the moon at the time of greatest eclipse is 6 hours 1 minute and 30.1 seconds. Declination of the moon would be plus 23 degrees 32 minutes 57.2 seconds. HD would be 0 degree 15 minutes 24 seconds, and HP 0 degree 56 minutes 31.1 seconds. Similarly, the site has given the sun at greatest eclipse and geocentric coordinates. Right ascension 6 hours 1 minute 33 seconds, declination plus 23 minutes plus 23 degrees 26 minutes and 9.7 seconds. Now you can see that the right ascension and declination of the sun and moon at the time of greatest eclipse are almost same, but not entirely similar. Now people may ask that a total eclipse is happening, the lunar disk is coinciding with the solar disk, absolutely forming a ring-like appearance in the sky, then why the coordinates of the moon and the sun are not entirely same? Now we have to understand this is geocentric coordinates. Equator is the origin. In every geocentric coordinates, equator is the origin. If the greatest eclipse would have been occurring on the equator, then only the coordinates of the sun and the moon with respect to Earth, that is with respect to equator, would have been the same. Actually, at the time of greatest eclipse, from equator, the sun and the moon will not be exactly in the same position in the sky. Otherwise, the annulus, otherwise this red line would go through the equator. No, that's not happening. At the time of the greatest eclipse in equator, the sun and moon are not exactly at the same position in the sky. So, with respect to the equator, these coordinates are with respect to the equator. That's why the position of the sun and the moon are similar as a solar eclipse is happening, but not entirely the same. Now this is the eclipse map, main eclipse map of the umbra of the moon. The eclipse will start in Africa. The eclipse will start in Africa. It will sweep through Kenya, South Sudan, then Ethiopia. Then it will cross Oman, then Pakistan, then it will enter India. The greatest eclipse is occurring somewhere in Uttarakhand state of India. Then it will enter China. From there it will go to West Pacific Ocean, and then the eclipse would end. Now this map has many things to be understood. There are different numbers given in this map. First, let us concentrate in these numbers 0.80, 0.6, 0.4. These are the eclipse magnitudes. These are the eclipse magnitudes. The red line, the main red line which is passing is the annulus or the annular. The path that is the red line is sweeping, the umbra of the moon will sweep on 21st June. That means every location on earth where this red line is passing, from every location people can witness a ring of fire. That means totality of the annular will happen on places marked by these red lines. Now any location north or south of this red line, the solar eclipse will not happen 100%. The immediate blue line above the red line is marked 0.8. That means 80% of the sun will be covered in all the places marked by this blue line. Similarly, there is a blue line just below the red line. Again, it is written 0.8. That means 80% of the sun will be obscured by the moon on every places swept by these two blue lines. After 80%, there comes the 0.6 on north and south of the red line. That means 60% of the sun will be covered. Then the 40%, then 20%, then 0%. Beyond that 0%, there will be no eclipse at all. There will be no eclipse at all. So we can understand the meaning of these are the magnitudes written. Now here are also times given. See, in Africa, in Sudan area, there is a time given 5 UTC. 5 UTC. That means this green line, in this green line, at 5 UTC, eclipse will happen. Greatest eclipse will happen. Next, in this Arabian part, 5:30 UTC, that means at 5:30 UTC, the greatest eclipse will be happening on all the part of the earth swept by this green line. Then 6 UTC, 6:30 UTC, 7 UTC, 7:30 UTC. Like this, the eclipse will shift from westward to eastward. Now for any location, we can understand the time and magnitude of the eclipse. For example, Kolkata. Let's take the example of Kolkata in India. Kolkata is here. Which is just immediate right of this green line marked 7 UTC. That means the time zone of Kolkata is plus 5:30. That means 7 plus 5:30 is 12:30. That means around 12:30 in Kolkata, maximum eclipse is going to happen. And what is the magnitude of that eclipse? The Kolkata is just below the blue line, 0.8. That means little less than 80%. The sun will be covered by a magnitude of little less than 80%. We can say that 75% of the solar diameter will be obscured by the moon from Kolkata. This map is so very useful. We can determine the time and magnitude of the eclipse from any location of the earth given by this map. Next we come to other technicalities. Here is it in the external and internal contacts of penumbra. We know for every shadow by the moon, casted by the moon, for every shadow, a penumbra surrounds the umbra. So that means partial eclipse will begin first, then the total eclipse will start sweeping across the surface of Earth. P1 means when Earth will first coincide with the penumbra of the moon, and this event will occur at 3:45 UTC. Then the Earth is then the full penumbra will enter in the Earth at 5:51 UTC. Then the penumbra will start escaping from Earth at 7:28 UTC and will be entirely out of Earth by 9:33 UTC. These are the time measures of the penumbra of the moon. Now we come to the same things but of the umbra, external and internal contacts of umbra. Earth will first encounter the umbra of moon at 4:47 UTC. Now umbra is not also a point. Umbra is a region of many kilometers. So first the Earth will encounter the umbra at 4:47 UTC. The entire umbra will come over the Earth by 4:49 UTC. Umbra will start leaving the Earth from 8:30 UTC and will be fully out of Earth by 8:32 UTC. Local circumstances at greatest eclipse. The greatest eclipse is happening at latitude 30 degree 31.6 minutes north and longitude 79 degree 41.3 minutes east. This place is somewhere in the mountains of Uttarakhand, India. At that place, during the greatest eclipse, the sun altitude will be 82.9 degrees. That means to see the sun, one has to turn his or her head by 82.9 degrees above the horizon. And the sun azimuth will be 174.3 degrees. This means north is 0 degree, south is 180 degree. That means almost the person has to face south, almost, because it is just 6 degrees away from south. At this place, the width of the umbra, the path width of the umbra would be 21.2 kilometers and duration would be 38.2 seconds. The umbra will take 38.2 seconds to pass through that location. Umbra will take 38.2 seconds. Now an interesting thing I should tell. We can see this annular line, this red line, is becoming thinnest at the greatest eclipse, and eastward or westward the line is thickening. That means at the place where the greatest eclipse will be experienced, the path width is smallest, 21.2 kilometers. Any place eastward or westward of the place of greatest eclipse, the path of the umbra is wider, but the duration of the umbra is largest or longest at the place of greatest eclipse. The umbra sweeps across the earth faster in places east or west of the place of greatest eclipse. The movement of the umbra across the earth is slowest at the place of greatest eclipse. So this article was released by NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center on Friday, July 2. So this was all about the 21st June 2020 solar eclipse. Hope you have enjoyed the video, and I pray to God that all places on earth, people on all places on earth should enjoy the eclipse too. Wish you a happy annular solar eclipse for the upcoming Sunday, 21st June. If you have liked my video, if you have found the video some useful to some extent, then you can click the like button and subscribe to my channel Astro Shakti for more such useful videos. Thank you for watching.